All right, boom, boom, free game, free game. So, I'm gonna talk about some of the things I learned with my first side hustle. So, I was in my living room last night and I got all these books and I came across my first book, right? Coming into adulthood in today's America. I wrote this when I was like 20 in college, 2021. And that was my first product. That was my first little side hustle. And it really was born out of my journals, right? I had all these journals. I just pulled these out the stash a couple minutes ago. But I was writing in all these journals, right? Writing all my ideas, writing all my thoughts, all this, right? And that's what became that. And so I just want to talk about really quickly kind of what I learned during that process of, getting started with my first side hustle, right? So, so we'll call this learnings from first side hustle, right? So the first thing I learned when I was creating this book, again, it's available on Amazon today. The first thing I learned was discipline. And what I mean by that is, when I was really intentional, when I became intentional of, wanting to take it out of my journals and really create a product and a side hustle out of this, I really shifted gears as far as channeling my focus towards getting this done. I used to live with my good friend Crash. We used to share an apartment, and there was times, I was in my 20s, so that whole part of your life, you're supposed to be hanging out, chilling, having fun, girls over, this, that, and the third. And I just, I could reflect now during that time, I really shut a lot of that off for that, time period that I was really focusing on this. And so, through that exercise and through that activity, it really gave me a lot of discipline as far as like, when I set an intention to get something done, I'm gonna get it done. And so I think that's what you could really learn from your side hustle as well. The second thing I learned was how to create a product. Right? So part of what I did with creating this book, right, is I had my journal, had the writing, so all the content is all in here, right? All the content's here. Then, I'm an avid reader. I love books, and so I would just really, analyze how a book is made, right? You got the cover design, you got all the inside, the text, the layout, you got the ISBN, the number, the back, all these things. And so I said to myself, I could do all these things, right? I could hire a designer. I had the vision for the design. I typed everything up. That took a couple months and some discipline, right? I typed it all up. I figured, hey, once I typed it all up and I learned, you could just, format your Word doc into a PDF, and then you got the interior file. And then that's when I learned, boom, I can really just create the file, which led to the third thing I learned was actually drop shipping. In its infancy. This book is available through Amazon print on demand. So if you go order this book right now, $15, it's gonna be sent to you. I'm not shipping any copies. I'm just gonna get my royalty. And I've been doing this for 10 years. I haven't sold 1,000,000 books, right? But I'm still selling books today off material I had, 2009, 2010. We're going on 11 years, right? And some of these sales will pay for my lunch today, right? And so that's the power of product. That's the power of side hustles. And that's what you learn. Again, so what I learned from my first side hustle when I was 20 something years old, writing my first book, which was born out of just journal writing, right? All this journal writing. What I learned was, one, the discipline. Once I set my intention to actually do something and create a product, I channeled the discipline to do it, Number two, I learned how to actually create a product. I got a real product right here. I haven't touched this book probably in 10 years now, but I got a real product, right? And then third, I learned drop shipping. I learned how to have some work on a platform for sale that I don't have to hold the inventory. I can collect the money. Someone pays for it. I get paid. I don't have to hold no inventory, and everybody's happy. So this is why I really try to encourage people to get on their side hustle, right? Because there's so much you can actually get from having a side hustle. My first side hustle, when I was 20 something years old, I learned some powerful tools on how to be an entrepreneur. I learned discipline. I learned how to create, and I learned a business model that works, that's lean, and that's scalable. So again, free game all day. SixFiggaSideHustle.com, SixFigga Side Hustle at Instagram. Let's get your side hustle up. Peace.